Nebraska ETV Sports is live from Lincoln's Pershing Auditorium for the 2002 Nebraska State High School Volleyball Championships. Today, the Tigers from Paxton, undefeated 24-0, meet the Orioles of Orchard, 22-2. This Nebraska ETV Sports exclusive is brought to you in part by viewers like you, who are financial contributors to Nebraskans for Public Television. Hello, everybody. I'm John Baylor, courtside here at Pershing Auditorium. The place filling up for the D2 Championship. We just crowned the C2 titleists, West Point Central Catholic. D2, the favorites are clearly the Paxton Tigers, undefeated, way out west. And with me again this year is Connie Lentz. And Connie, when you start with Paxton, you've got to start with one of the three Perlingers. They're all cousins. This one is Kelsey. She's our offensive weapon. And then a unique offensive approach. They run the 6-2.
Well, she had 7 blocks. That's what I was impressed with in their semifinal win over Elba last night. So she had 7 blocks and 6 kills. So obviously her presence at the net is big in blocking. She's just a real excellent hitter for them. They just, play a lot of teams out west, and they're undefeated, so she's doing a great job.
Paxton, home of Ole's Bar and Grill way out there, and then Orchard is up in the northeastern part of the state. What is the odyssey that each of these two squads followed to reach Pershing? Well, yesterday, Paxton took care of Elba 2-1, and then in the big one last night, everyone was waiting for that one. The Jets of Sterling subdued by Paxton's Tigers 2-1. And Orchard, a bit of a surprise. They take care of Ansley in 3 tough ones, but then no problem over Banner County, 15-5 and 15-11. So perhaps Orchard is the team that's a little fresher. They've got a carload of confidence after their surprisingly easy win last night. And so it's Orchard playing the part of the spoilers against Paxton. Orchard, they're in the near court now, from the view, in the far court from your view. And they've got 2 big guns, Natalie Hawk and Nicole Ruge. They're going to see most of the swings in this one.
That's right. Natalie Hawk comes into the state tournament with 254 kills and 21 aces and 44 blocks. So again, if she matches up against Kelsey Perlinger, we're going to see a fun matchup in the front row with those 2 big guns for each school. So again, it sounds like a supporting cast with another hitter to go with her, and Nicole has 156 kills and 25 aces. So sounds like they're serving tough, and we'll see that today.
Paxton, titleists in 1986 and 1994. They're looking for their 3rd, but it's been a spell since that 94 crown. They were runner-up 3 times, 87, 88, and 91. Orchard, they've been to four tournaments, but have been the runner-up in 1974 and looking for the first Orchard Oriole championship here today. Paxton, a regular, they've been here 10 times to the orange and black Orchard Orioles, 4 visits. And last year it was the Hampton Hawks who steamrolled through the tournament. They moved up to D1, Connie, and so you've got a brand new champion. It's either going to be Orchard or Paxton.
Well, I talked to the Hampton coach, and she thought they had an excellent chance in D2, but they moved up to D1.
That suddenly nullifies that big opportunity. The head coach of Orchard, they're the team on the left, is Bill Tabbert. We'll meet him in just a moment. And the head coach of Paxton, they're the team on your right, is Jody Rhodes. With that, let's go to our PA announcer, Dwight Weininger.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the Nebraska School Activities Association, its member schools, and U.S. Bank, welcome to Pershing Auditorium for the 2002 Class D2 Volleyball State Championship game. Today's game features the Paxton High School Tigers versus the Orioles of Orchard High School. And now, let's meet the players and coaches competing in today's game. First for the home team, the Paxton Tigers. Number 14, Katie Fisher. Number 13, Madison Holtz. Number 12, Kelsey Perlinger. Number 11, Jenna McFadden. Number 10, Tara Beveridge. Number 9, Betty Fisher. Number 8, Mallory Perlinger. Number 7, Alex Barger. Number 6, Gwen Stokey. Number 5, Mandy Nelson. Number 4, Paloma Ruiz. Number 3, Danny Peterson. Number 2, Jill Crabb. And number 1, Lindsay Perlinger. The head coach for the Tigers is Jody Rhodes, assisted by Pam Perlinger. And now, the visiting team, the Orchard Orioles. Number 41, Larissa Nelson. Number 35, Denise Meyer. Number 33, Nicole Ruge. Number 32, Natalie Hawk. Number 31, Kim Allen. Number 30, Chris Weinrich. Number 25, Ashley Sleisner. Number 24, Heather Nelson. Number 22, Lindy Stelling. Number 21, Denise Couch. Number 14, Megan Ickes. Number 12, Robin Horstman. Number 11, Brittany Stelling. And number 10, Sarah Schwager. Head coach for the Orioles is Bill Tabbert, assisted by Connie Menace. Today's game officials are Stacey Dexter and Dan Nelson.
The Class D2 championships are next. It's Paxton and Orchard on NETV Sports.
This week, a Next Exit special, Cowgirl Roundup. Meet Judy Durnall, who ranches in the shadow of Chimney Rock. Her family has held on to this land for 4 generations, and what a story she has to tell. Next Exit, Wednesday night at 7:30 Central Time on NETV.
It's fast and furious. It's volleyball the Nebraska way. Find out the latest news from the team right from the source, Coach John Cook. Go behind the scenes with the John Cook Volleyball Show, Tuesday nights at 8 Central Time only on NETV2. Nebraska Volleyball. It'll take your breath away. NETV is a service of the Nebraska Educational Telecommunications Commission.
Class D2 championship, Paxton and Orchard. The Orioles' only losses to Wheeler Central and to Pope. John, we are underway. Orchard is on your left, and the shot sneaks through. That's Chris Weinrich. She's a 5'8 junior. Nicole Ruge's on the outside, a 5'9 sophomore. Natalie Hawk, you'll hear a lot from her, a 5'10 junior. The setter is Brittany Stelling, a 5'8 junior. Her cousin Lindy Stelling's a 5'7 sophomore, and we'll see a lot of Heather Nelson and Robin Horstman. Horstman starting on the right side. Here comes Paxton. We're scoreless, and the first shot is off the block, and we've got back-to-back side outs.
Well, Mindy did a nice job of just aiming for the fingers of the block to reach high and take that ball off their fingers.
Here's Paloma Ruiz to get things started for Paxton. She arrived from Mexico in 6th grade. And a free ball back to the Tigers. And a nice save by Orchard. Kelsey Perlinger. It's 1-0 Paxton.
Kelsey has a nice arm swing. She really planted, drove to the ball, and really snapped high on that one.
Got to use first and last names with the Perlingers. Lindsay and Mallory also on the team. They're cousins. In the net, that was Kelsey Perlinger. A side out for the Orioles. These teams have not faced each other this year. Each school with 56 students, grades 9 through 12. That's total. All 4 grades combined. Center Brittany Stelling serves, and that's a carry. We're tied at 1. I kind of like that post-ace celebration by Orchard. We'll see if we can get a good look at that if it happens again.
Little jump, jump, stop, go kind of thing.
We got to practice that. Nice dig back row by Hawk, and Kelsey Perlinger puts it down, and Paxton sides out. You're going to see a lot for the Tigers of Mandy Nelson. She's a 5'8 senior. We told you about Lindsay Perlinger, 5'7 senior. Mallory Perlinger, 5'9 sophomore. You saw Paloma Ruiz serve a moment ago. And there's Danny Peterson, one of 2 setters. She's a 5'4, just a sophomore. Overpass, good serve. Oh, Orchard gets another try, and there's a put away. Nicole Ruge.
Nicole just does a really nice job of just taking the ball where she can place it. She sees the single block there and cuts inside the middle blocker's hands.
Ruiz, good pass on the Ruge serve. Block back and just wide of the mark, and Paxton survives, and we got to battle the side outs here early. Connie Lentz.
Well, these two are just going after each other right away. They're not feeling any jitters out. They're just going after each other.
Perlinger back row now for Paxton. That's good news for Orchard. She serves, and Orchard wins the side out. Hawk was in there. That's Natalie Hawk, 5'10 junior.
Well, Natalie, again, has such a long arm reach. When you keep your hands up high, you can block that ball pretty easily. Those hands don't drop. She keeps them up high.
Lindy Stelling served it. She's the president of the setter, Brittany. And that's a service ace. It's 2-1 Orchard.
Just a little communication here on who was going to get the ball.
Make it back-to-back, and it's 3-1 Orioles early, game 1.
You have to have some hand-eye coordination to do that, John. I've been watching those ace moves.
Yeah, they're pretty fancy.
Well, they have lots of practice. They have a lot of ace serves.
And there's a nice side out. Slugged by Mallory Perlinger. Just a 5'9 sophomore with 57 kills the whole year. Parents are farmers and ranchers. Mandy Nelson now to serve. Good pass. That's Ruge. Here's Natalie Hawk. She gets stuff blocked. And Lindsay Perlinger got in there.
Oh, nice play by the middle at the net. She's up. She times her jump right as the hitter's going up and meets the ball.
Jenna McFadden, actually 5'10", looked like about 6'2" on that one. Good save by Peterson. But back to Orchard, goes through the hands of the setter. You won't see that often. She's a junior, and we're all tied at 3. Paxton, made famous by a book I'll share with you in just a moment. Natalie Hawk, and that's long. It's 4-3 now, and it's a Paxton rush. They've scored 3 in a row. Steve Rushin from Sports Illustrated wrote the book Road Trip. A full chapter is dedicated to the town of Paxton, Nebraska, and Ole's game in Ole's bar out there. And Orchard bumping into each other. Natalie Hawk wanted that one. The setter wanted it too. Brittany Stelling, and it's 4 straight Tiger points.
Right, the middle. I mean, as a setter, you know that you're supposed to get the second ball, and so those hitters better get out of her way, or she's going to run them over.
Service long. Orchard needed that one. 5-3 Tigers. Kelsey tries to get it to a teammate. Set it up, try, well done by Stelling, not down. Cousin Lindy Stelling gets it back to the Tigers. Ruiz tips it, and it results in a ball handling error and a side out. Paxton's lead still a deuce.
Well, the ball's really tight at the net, just a little off-speed tip inside, and she just digs it right back into the net instead of being parallel to the ball when it drops out of the net.
Jenna McFadden now will set after serving. They run a 6-2, Paxton does. They're on your right. There's McFadden setting outside. And give the put away to Lindsay Perlinger.
The set's nice outside. She cuts inside, hits what we call the seam of the block, splits the two blockers for the kill.
Class D2. And that service is long. That came from McFadden. If you're wondering whether D2 players can compete at the Division I level, and I mean the upper echelons of the Division I level, you only have to look at Lindsay Wishmeyer. She came from Burchard by way of Lewiston High School. Plays 4 years for Nebraska, the team captain. A beautiful block from Nicole Ruge.
Great block. Both the middle and the left side hitters team up on that, and they close the block, and they just reach high.
Hawk back row, she's serving. That's Lindsay Perlinger. And Ruge now offensive. Nicole had 156 kills coming in. She had 8 kills last night in the win over Banner County, and now she brings her Orioles within 1. Can she do it again? Ruge, no. Ruiz, beautiful up, and finally Paxton survives it and sides out.
Oh, that was a great save by Lindsay Stelling. She lays out, she gets her fists on it, she pops it up. What a save. And then number 8 just takes it and pushes it cross court away from where the defense was moving.
Mallory Perlinger, and now she'll serve for head coach Jody Rhodes. Paxton fresh off a boys basketball championship. Times are good out there. Beautiful redirection by Paloma Ruiz. The 5'5" senior gives Paxton a 2-point lead.
You can just sense the tempo of this game has picked up.
Mallory Perlinger across to Natalie Hawk. Ruge blocked back out of bounds, and Orchard sides out.
She just didn't get her outside hand, the hand closest to the pin, turned in so that the ball would have fallen back into the court instead of out of bounds.
Ashley Schleusner checks in. 5'5" junior and serves. She's a serving back row specialist. And termination belongs to Kelsey Perlinger. When she checks into the front row, it's just a different offensive attack for the Tigers.
She's just such a strong hitter. And even though the double block was on her, she just ripped it off their hands.
Paloma Ruiz. Nice pass. And Lindy Stillman can't get it down. Ruiz there. Great floor defense both ways. Ruiz lunging to her left. Stillman set her up, not quite. Orchard, Lindy Stillman, no. Perlinger blocked back. A complete stuff for Nicole Ruge over one of the finest attackers in D2.
Well, they play with a lot of emotion, and a block is a big momentum changing point, and she really got over the net on that.
Service Stillman would have been wide. Paxton couldn't resist. Now a free ball. Great chance to get within 1 for the Orioles of Orchard. Paloma Ruiz digs that one. Stillman diving. But underneath, across the line, Heather Nelson. So Paxton sides out.
We're seeing a lot of really good net play. The ball's close to the net. The blockers are getting a piece of it. You know, it just goes off their hands.
7-5. Favor Paxton. We're just underway, Class D2. John Baylor, Connie Lynch. And that time, Ruge gets stuffed. Tables turned. Kelsey Perlinger, 8-5 Tigers.
Well, we knew blocking was going to be the big thing for both of these teams because they did it in the semis.
Danny Peterson, her parents, ranchers and farmers, serving. And beautiful touch by Nicole Ruge. That's impressive. For someone to have that kind of vision and ability to adjust mid-jump in high school is unusual.
Court awareness.
Overpass and give the termination to Natalie Hawk, and here come the Orioles.
Natalie plays with a lot of emotion, and when she's in front row, she can use that emotion to really help dominate at the net.
Ruge back row, so one of those two is always up front. Perlinger cross court, wide and long. It's 8-7.
You know, both these teams look a lot alike. I mean, their players are similar built.
Similar jerseys. Outside, and wow, left-handed.
Jen McFadden.
Jenna McFadden, not to be confused with the former all-conference middle Jen McFadden.
Well, she just has such a quick arm swing. She takes it back and unloads.
Avoids a tie. And Hawk sides out and regains the serve. Boy, this is fine play.
This is going to be a slugfest.
Lindy Stelling, we saw moments ago, she can get horizontal in a hurry, saving the leather from the hardwood. McFadden has to set. That was Mallory Perlinger, Doug, Natalie Hawk. Not this time, boy. Ruiz is a great floor defender. Orioles going for the tie. Hawk. Ruiz there again after the ricochet. And a free ball back. Orioles going for the tie. Fans wanted a ball handling error against Paxton. And now a double hit. Natalie Hawk, you can play it off your shoulder, your back, your ankle, but you can't play it twice in a row.
Well, she does a nice job, but she doesn't get her body turned quite to be parallel with the net. And so when the ball springs out of the net, you got to let it drop out of the net and then play it. She just kind of rushed her play.
Heather Nelson's shot is dug, and here comes Paxton, and that ball is in. The Tigers survive again and retain the lead. They've not trailed in this match. It's 8, now 9-7, 9-7 Paxton. Andy Nelson serves once more. And that's a back row attack by the setter, Brittany Stelling. And now Paxton is left forward. It's 10-7.
The setter's back row right now, so she cannot attack or play the ball above the top of the net.
A carry. 11-7. Paxton, and the Orioles need a timeout. And taking it is Bill Talbot. His aide is Connie Mettis, the teacher's aide at the school. She's got a couple nieces playing, the Stellings. And Orchard talking over, trailing 11-7. Sunday night at 6:30 Central Time on NETV. Next Exit wants you to meet a man whose father went to Boys Town instead of to prison and was forever changed by the experience. Plus, see how the annual Women's Wilderness Weekend transforms city women into survivors. And meet a young woman who was transformed emotionally, physically, and spiritually by a terrible accident. Don't miss Next Exit tomorrow night, 6:30 p.m. Central Time on NETV. Mandy Nelson serves, leading 11-7. Orchard serve return. And Hawk is stuffed. Again, it was Perlinger. This time, Kelsey. Excuse me, that was Jenna McFadden getting the big hands up there. 12-7 Paxton. And led 8-7 a moment ago. Nice shot, but wide of the mark. That came from Heather Nelson, and now it's 13-7 Tigers.
And Heather said, that was my bad.
5 in a row for Paxton. Stelling gets it to Hawk tight to the net, right across the underline. No whistle. Again, Natalie Hawk knocked down. Good dig. That came from Kelsey Perlinger. Ruiz, 2 hands. Hawk, 4 hits, never crossed the net. 14-7. 6 points in a row, all with Mandy Nelson serving.
Well, Hawk just kind of got trapped at the net on that set. It was really tight, and she had already been in a transition position, and she just couldn't get it over the net.
Boy, the swings of volleyball are so swift. It was a back and forth match until moments ago, and suddenly quite one-sided. 14-7 Paxton. Bill Talbot calls 8 timeouts. Saturday, November 23rd, listen to Charles Dickens' Holiday Classic, A Christmas Carol, like you've never heard it before. It's a car talk Christmas Carol, starring your favorite radio hosts, Tom and Ray. They'll be joined by a parade of NPR celebrities like Bob Edwards and Susan Stamberg. It's a hilarious car talk Christmas Carol on the Nebraska Public Radio Network. Tune your radio to NPRN Saturday, November 23rd, beginning 9 a.m. Central Time. Mandy Nelson trying to run the table. Orioles got a side out. Our game one's history, and that one lands in. Well done, Natalie Hawk on the slide.
Well, that was a nice set. At time, the setter in the middle really connected. The setter did a jump set to help speed up the tempo of that play.
Heather Nelson. Good chance for the Orioles to get one back right here. Hawk the slide, same play. Timing not quite right. Block back. Hawk retrieves it. And now a good chance for Paxton on the free ball. Big swing. Jenna McFadden. Wow. Fierce lefty. She's a classic right-sider. With that big, strong left shoulder. Game point try number 2 for Paxton. Poor pass. They may not need another. Perlinger blocked back and out of bounds, and Paxton takes it. Game 1 belongs to the Tigers. Lindsey Perlinger credited for the game-winning tally. And Orchard will talk it over, and Paxton will change sides. 15-7 in the first. Orioles got to win the second right here on NETV Sports.
This week, a Next Exit special, Cowgirl Roundup. Meet Judy Durnall, who ranches in the shadow of Chimney Rock. Her family has held on to this land for 4 generations, and what a story she has to tell. Next Exit, Wednesday night at 7:30 Central Time on NETV.
It's fast and furious. It's volleyball the Nebraska way. Find out the latest news from the team right from the source, Coach John Cook. Go behind the scenes with the John Cook Volleyball Show, Tuesday nights at 8 Central Time only on NETV2. Nebraska Volleyball. It'll take your breath away.
NETV is a service of the Nebraska Educational Telecommunications Commission.
The circles you see on the Pershing floor are there because of the roller skating championships that are held here about every 2 or 3 years. The roller skating Hall of Fame headquarters right here in Lincoln at 48th and South Streets. Meanwhile, doing circles game 1 was Paxton over Orchard. Late in the game, it was nip and tuck first half of the game, then bang, Paxton runs the table nearly with Mandy Nelson, comes back and gets it on the second game point try. 15-7 Tigers in the first, Connie.
Well, Paxton did a great job of net play. They were blocking balls, they were attacking, and they were just kept the pressure on Orchard to have to play defense all the time. And as you see, Paxton with 12 kills and Orchard 8. The assists 10 and 7, pretty even with that. But look at the digs by Paxton. So that means Orchard's getting some swings, but Paxton's digging a lot of balls. Orchard served tough with 2 aces. They need more than that. They had 3 blocks, but Paxton outblocked them for 5. So, you know, there's some point difference right there. So they just got to relax and come out and play more aggressive. But right now, Paxton's just pretty dominating at the front line with putting up their block as well as attacking. Little Lindsey Perlinger had the game point on. She was double blocked, but she just ripped it off the blocker's hands out of bounds for the game point. So we'll see what happens game 2.
Paxton's last championship, 94. Orchard's last title, 74. And there's Lindsey Perlinger. Kelsey Perlinger, kind of a miss hit, and it still drops in bounds. Everything going the Tigers' way right now.
Well, and that's just part of that momentum. And they were rated number 1 from the very beginning of the season, and they're still number 1 right now until somebody changes that, and it's Orchard.
Service ace, that's Paloma Ruiz, and it's 1-0 Paxton. Another tough serve results in an overpass and a put away. Mandy Nelson terminating. She ran 6 consecutive points serving at the end of game 1, and you can see she plays front row ferociously as well. 2-0 Tigers, 13 away from the title. Good pass, full swing, long. That came from Nicole Ruge. 3-0 Paxton.
And that time, Orchard got the serve receive they wanted. They just had the hitting error. So basically, that's 3 unforced errors that they've had for Paxton's first 3 points.
10 of the last 11 points belong to Paxton. And another, make it 11 of 12. Kelsey Perling.
Well, Kelsey's just so dominating at the net. She goes up, takes the middle one-on-one, and just stuffs it right back.
It was 8-7, final score 15-8, and now it's 5-0 Paxton, and this one could be over faster than email. Bill Talbot calls a timeout.
Well, right now, there is not enough communication on the floor of Orchard. They've got to be communicating. When you're struggling, that's when you have to talk more.
Boy, a metamorphosis for Orchard. Let's see if they can get this turned around. And folks, if you would like a copy of all or any part of the 2002 Nebraska High School Volleyball Championship starring Connie Lentz, log on to net.unl.edu, net.unl.edu, and click on the sports link or call 800-228-4630, 800-228-4630. NETV, Nebraska's home for sports, and you see all that right there on the screen. Orchard trailing 5-0 to Paxton. And the first server of the game remains there, Paloma Ruiz for Paxton. Nelson, decent pass. Stelling trying to get the side out, not yet. Perlinger tip. The setter Brittany Stelling can't get it down. Ruge, beautiful crossbody touch, and she entices the Tigers into the net. Finally, an Orioles side out and serve.
You know, we've just had so much play inside the 10-foot line.
Nice pass from Kelsey Perlinger. Here's Mandy Nelson, ricochet off the block. Diving dig won't work. Side out for Paxton.
And here the ball is using the blocker's hands to help get the kill. They're up, but off their hands, and it falls to the floor. Made a gallant effort, but when it falls off your blocker's hands like that, it can be pretty frustrating as a blocker and a defensive player.
Danny Peterson, the lefty at 5'4", floats it over. Orchard needs a side out, and they get it. That's Nicole Ruge.
Well, Nicole goes up against a single block, and she cuts it off right over the setter's head, in between the seam of the 2 defensive players.
And a service ace for Ruge, and Orchard is on the board.
Well, that's what Ruge has to do. She had 25 aces on the season, so she can serve tough back there.
Set by Peterson. Kelsey Perlinger does get it down. Terrific effort. Brittany Stelling of Orchard. 5-1 the score. Paxton leading, and they cruise in game 1, 15-8. Just what Orchard needed. All right, how do the Orioles start picking some fruit here? How can they turn the tables, Connie?
Well, they've got to be patient. They've got to pass the ball, and they've got to serve tough right now. They have not given their hitters opportunities to swing enough.
Lindy Stelling served that one. Andy Nelson two-handed it. Ruge can't take care of that dig. It's a side out for the Tigers. Pershing Auditorium, capacity about 45-30 for volleyball. Been the home of the volleyball championship for a long, long time. In college, that's legal. The high school level, that leather touches the twine. No second serve. You lose the rally. The lefty, Jenna McFadden, just wide of the mark, and Orchard within 3. It's 5-2 Paxton.
Well, the set was real tight, and she tried to make the adjustment, but she kind of overcorrected a little bit, so it went out of bounds.
Heather Nelson plants that one across. McFadden, wow, great wingspan, leaping ability, and as a lefty, she is going to draw some attention, maybe at the Division I level. She's a 5'10" junior. Lefties are hard to come by. Natalie Hawk muscles it, not quite down, and Paxton gives it up. Hawk's going to try again, and this time she nails it. Side out for the Orioles of Orchard, Nebraska.
Again, Hawk is so strong. She drives to the ball so well. She plants and she gets up and has a quick arm swing.
Shank pass right into press row. That's another ace for Hawk, and we see the little celebration across the way enjoyed by the Orchard Orioles.
You almost got a birthday present, John. You almost got a volleyball right in your face for your birthday. By the way, happy birthday, John Baylor.
Thank you so much. It's fun finally being in my 20s. Outside set. That one's strong, and the block didn't touch. Orchard asked for it, didn't get it. 5-3 Paxton with the serve. That was Chris Weinrich who got the first kill of the match and hasn't had one since.
I believe that's about 3 or 4 serve rotations here now that Paxton has missed. They can't allow Orchard to get back in the game by blowing their serves.
Tigers can't serve Fruit Cup right now. Shot from Kelsey Perlinger, and Ruge gets in front of her.
The setter takes her on. That's what you like, is a blocking setter. Brittany Stelling up and over.
And right back to her, but out of bounds. You like to see that, a setter having a confidence in an attacker who makes an error, go right back to her, but Perlinger fired that one wide, and suddenly Orchard has 5 in a row. We're tied at 5, and Connie, yesterday, the quarters and the semis were marked by all the great comebacks in all 6 classes. Well, after game 1, West Point Central Catholic Class C2 never relinquished the lead. You wonder when we're going to start seeing the resilient comebacks. It might be happening right here.
Well, so many times in volleyball, you see a team will win game 1, and then if that momentum gets taken away, the other team win games 2. It seems like the team that wins game 2 has a greater chance of winning game 3. They can keep that momentum going. Sometimes it's hard to keep that momentum going from game 1 into game 2.
Why is that?
That's volleyball.
That's volleyball.
It's volleyball.
Ashley's.
It's the sport you love to hate, but you just love it.
There's Schleusman. Ashley, just a 5'5" junior. Puts it over. Mandy Nelson nurses that one to McFadden. And Perlinger finally gets a tally. Off the block, mind you, but it did land wide. We're tied at 5 in the second.
Well, she knew the blocker's hands were there, so swing hard so the ball will fly out of bounds.
Paloma Ruiz, that is a beautiful name. Serves it. McFadden, beautiful back set into the net off of Nelson before the block touch. It should be a side out. It is.
Well, here the ball is. If she hits it, it just hits the antenna, so the ball is dead, out of bounds the moment that it touches the antenna.
Brittany Stelling, 5'8" junior, should be back for another season. Out of bounds. That one hurts. We're tied at 5 in the second.
You can see that Orchard's still having a little trouble of just relaxing. They still seem to be a little tight.
That's Paxton left to right. Orchard across the way. Back in lefty setter, one of 2 setters. Danny Peterson serving for Paxton. Shot from Lindy Stelling. She's a good one.
Nice line shot. She comes in, she rotates those shoulders, she turns and hits over the line, so the ball went off the blocker's hand and the defense wasn't there. Oh, that's what you don't want.
Second consecutive service error. It's catching. Paxton had 4 consecutive, and suddenly it's contagious. Natalie Hawk, overpass. Great chance for Paxton to jump back on top. That's not going to get it done. Beautiful cover, but they call it carry against Paxton. Nice effort, Mallory Perlinger.
Well, that was a great back set by the Paxton setter, but the blockers are a little too far off the net, and so they don't seal the net, and the ball falls down in front of them.
Well, great call. You could see it right there. She did carry it. She's the daughter of assistant coach Pam Perlinger. Mallory on the outside. Here she is.
So when you yell, Perlinger, come here, all of them show up at once.
There's 3 of them wearing the Paxton Tiger colors of blue and gold. And that one long from Heather Nelson of Orchard. We're still stuck on 5-5. Game number 2. John Bailey, Connie Lentz. We're here courtside at Pershing Auditorium. And Orchard search for the timeout. Nelson mishits that one. 6-5, Tigers on top. Paxton, I do not believe, has trailed in the entire match, winning game number 1. 15-8. And 4 hits as Mallory Perlinger unable to get that over for the Tigers.
Well, Natalie put a lot of heat on that hit, so it created some digging problems, and Paxton couldn't handle the ball.
Addie Nelson passes the Heather Nelson serve. Joust lands on the Orchard shoot tops. It remains 6-5 Tigers.
There's just so many balls that are passed tight to the net, set tight to the net. You're always having players battling.
Last year's D2 winner, the Hampton Hawks, now in D1, surprisingly eliminated last night. Orchard trying to get back the serve. They do. That's Natalie Hawk. Boy, the setting on both sides. Jenna McFadden, Danny Peterson for the Tigers, and right there, Brittany Stelling.
Natalie does a nice job of waiting for the set, and then she kind of goes off a 1 foot, a little bit of a front slide there.
Joust nearly down for Orchard again, and now Brittany Stelling successful. We're tied at 6.
I mean, these guys are playing balls at the 1 foot line. Up and over the net, she puts it right down, and it's pretty hard to dig that ball.
Overpass, Rugi not quite. Great dig by Mandy Nelson. Here comes a free ball. Paloma Ruiz across the Orchard. And another point for the Orioles. Rugi, she's a good one, 7-6 Orchard.
She just took that ball and just blasted it off the middle blocker's hands.
Pass by Perlinger. Rugi again, yes! 8-6.
Rugi's playing with a lot of emotion, and when you get a hitter that's hot, you want to keep feeding her because one-on-one, she is beating the middle blocker of Paxton.
Substitution for Paxton. Jill Crabb comes in. Her parents, farmers and ranchers, 5'7" junior. McFadden. Oh, a miss hit by Mallory Perlinger. Suddenly it's all Orchard. It was 5-0 Paxton. Connie, it's 9-6 Orchard.
It's because Orchard's playing some offense and forcing Paxton to have to try to make a play on defense or try to make a play around the block and forcing some hitting errors.
Jill Crabb probably not winded. She just left after involving herself in one rally. Orchard trying for another. Rugi. Got it. 10-6 Orioles.
Rugi's feeling it right now. She's in a comfort zone. She's feeling confident. She's just pounding.
And they're doing a jig in orange and white behind us. This is what gave the Orioles 10.
Rugi's just going up and she's cutting the ball angle. She's doing a nice job. As a middle, you never want to approach straight on into the block. So she's coming in at an angle that she can hit the ball past or either side of the middle blocker. Nice job.
Orchard wins this game. We'll play a third. If Orchard loses this game, both teams have more time for homework. 10-6, game number 2. Paxton pulled away in the first, 15-8. And Rugi and Hawk are getting hot for the Orioles. They've made the trip from north central Nebraska. Paxton has gotten to know Interstate 80 well, coming to Lincoln.
John, not only is it an honor for these athletes to fight their way for the championship match, it's also an honor for the officials to be chosen to do a championship match.
That serve was long, and Paxton, great chance to close that deficit. And returning the favor, Mallory Perlinger. It's 30-30, 900 square feet. You got to land it in there.
You know, and teams are trying to serve aggressive, and so serving long.
Schleusner's serve returned right back to Orchard. Here's Rugi trying for one more. The set was a tad low. Beautiful two-hander from Ruiz. Not quite. Shot from Perlinger. That's Kelsey, and that's a side out.
what an adjustment she made on the ball. She doesn't quite have her shoulder behind the ball, so she totally corrects in the air and gets her hand behind the ball and hits it cross court.
Paloma Ruiz across it goes, slows his pass to high joust. And it hits the antenna, last touch by Mandy Nelson of Paxton. Another side out, this one to Orchard. We could be staring at our first game 3 of championship Saturday. West Point Central Catholic swept Laurel Concord in the C2 championship a moment ago. Kelsey Perlinger, she's front row, and she shows why there. Boy, she might have the most powerful right shoulder in Class D2.
Well, she did a nice job of passing and following her pass right into the setter and just pounding it.
Back in the lefty setter, Danny Peterson. She's back row, so she cannot attack when she's setting up there. And put away, you guessed it. That's Nicole Ruge.
She about took a head off of the back row Paxton player.
Ruge now, she'll flip one across. Paxton rescues that one. Nice dig by Stelling. Natalie Hawk, not this time. Jenna McFadden tries it for Paxton. Paxton trying to side out, down by 4 in the second, the winning game 1. And touching the net, no argument, Kelsey Perlinger. 11-6 Orchard.
Yeah, the set just kind of forced her to come in. She couldn't control her body and stepped under the center line, or over the center line.
Paxton's head coach Jody Rhodes thought about a timeout, decided against it. Oh, what a reaction by Perlinger, but now it drops in. Jenna McFadden mishandles. It's 12-6. We'll probably see a timeout for Paxton.
Again, it's front row versus front row. Everybody's playing the ball in about a 4-foot area.
It was 5-0 Tigers, and they were starting to dust off the trophies. It's 12-6 Orchard, game 2.
And it's neat to see Tara Beveridge come in. Her mom used to be the longtime Paxton coach before Jody Rhodes.
Two-hander from Kelsey Perlinger. And she blocks this one, and Paxton regains the serve. That's a good look at Jody Rhodes.
Here it is. Right now, she just goes up, takes it off the fingers, right straight down to the floor. It's hard to dig a ball at the 1-foot line.
Paxton, campfire defense for Orchard, 12-7.
They just weren't expecting that. All of a sudden, she catches them off guard with a little dump. She's been watching Gracia Lee do that for the Huskers.
12-7. Orchard trying to side out. Not going to happen yet. McFadden, a full swing right into the net, and she's upset.
Yeah, she knew she mistimed that one. She wanted to go up and swing hard and just let the ball drop before she contacted it. You want to contact the ball at your highest point.
McFadden, one-hand set, and a beautiful fister across from Mandy Nelson.
What a save.
Free ball back by Orchard. Here's Mandy Nelson lining it up. Natalie Hawk, side out. Actually, a point for Orchard.
The action is heating up, and Natalie just puts it down. Again, Orchard is beating the single block of Paxton.
And all this with Lindy Stelling serving. Nelson, that's strong. 14-7 Orchard are on the brink, presumably, of a game 3.
Well, right now, Paxton is just out of system. In other words, they haven't been able to pass the ball well enough to really get a good, strong attack.
McFadden tipping down.
So McFadden's had success with 2 off-speed hits there. They're expecting power, and she gives them the old changeup.
Class A to follow this one. Papillion La Vista trying to make it 3 in a row against Omaha Marion. McFadden punches it back in that one. Still alive. Louise two-handed everything, and it drops in there.
Oh, great rally.
14-8. Paloma Ruiz, she's got a find a place for those tip shots to drop. She did there. Oh, great lunging dig, Mandy Nelson. Paxton. McFadden makes it 2 in a row, 14-9. Don't count on a game 3 quite yet.
There's never such thing as a lead in volleyball.
Block back, Jenna McFadden. That's a good duel at the net, and a miss hit by Hawk, and McFadden is intimidating up there. 14-10.
Right, she took Natalie on one-on-one.
Timeout. Orchard head coach Bill Tabbert. Connie Mattis is his assistant. This is the 4th time Orchard's been in the state tournament. They're looking for their first state championship. Only losses this year to Wheeler Central and Pope John. Right there. Jody Rhodes. Let's listen. Mandy Nelson to put it in play. She's got a lot of friends rooting her on. Lindy Stone passing to Brittany Stelling. Tip shot, Hawk, side out. Orchard's got a second game point chance in the second.
So this time it's Orchard that delivers the little off speed. Natalie goes up, she's been banging hard, and then all of a sudden gives them a little change up.
Heather Nelson serving. McFadden tight to the net, and it's blocked back. Game point. We're tied at 1. We're going to a third. Chris Weinrich, when she gets involved, usually good things happen for the Orchard Orioles. The undefeated string for the Paxton Tigers in the balance. Game 3 when we return. The D2 final is on NETV Sports.
Oh, it's story time. We'll read the story about the big dog. Yes, on the way to school.
Always there when you need us. Nebraska Public Power District, together with your local public power utility.
Uncover Titanic's ghosts. 1,500 perished when the ship went down. 90 years later, science is trying to give names to the unidentified victims.
The unknown child deserves to be known. Are we too late? We don't know yet.
Secrets of the Dead.
Wednesday night at 8 Central Time on NETV. NETV is a service of the Nebraska Educational Telecommunications Commission.
An entire season comes down to this in Class C2. The winner of this game gets the big trophy. Both teams need shelf space. The question is just how much. Paxton undefeated coming in, and the Orchard Orioles 22-2. And Connie, let's look back at the numbers from game 2.
Well, Paxton had more kills than Orchard did, but if you notice, Orchard, they had 22 digs to Paxton's 3. So Paxton was hitting at them, or they also were tipping, but Orchard was digging a lot of balls, giving their team an opportunity to swing more. 2 aces versus 1 for Paxton. Paxton blocked 6 times versus Orchard 2. But look, the big thing there is Orchard was playing a lot of defense to give their hitters more opportunities to swing.
Defense wins championships. I've heard some folks say that before, and it certainly paid dividends there in game number 2. Wow, what a difference between each team in number of digs.
Well, it's going to be really important for Paxton in these first 5 points to try to get some momentum back. Because, like I said, usually the team that wins game 2 has a better chance of winning game 3.
Parents, would you like free advice and activities dedicated to helping you raise your children? NET has a website just for you. Log on to net.unl.edu and click on Parents to find out program schedule links to other useful parenting sites and fun activities to enhance the learning of your children. It's a safe place for you and your kids to go. net.unl.edu. Help parenting. count me in. Game number 3. Here it goes from Ashley Schleusner. Kelsey Perling underhands. Orchard trying to get another tally. Joust, nope. It lands at the Orchard shoe tops. Well done. Jen McFadden was in there. Side out. Here's Paloma Ruiz up front there. Big weapon is Kelsey Perlinger. She's right in the middle. Setter dump wide of the mark. 1-0 Paxton.
Well, that was a nice try by the setter to do the setter dump, but she just rotated a little bit and had the ball go out of bounds.
Pass made to Brittany Stelling. Ruge blocked it wide. Side out Orchard. Game 1 back and forth. It was 8-7 Paxton. They won game 1 15-8. Paxton exploded out of the gates. Game 2 5-love. Lost it. Shot from Manny Nelson. Just long. We're tied at 1. That one's just a credit card long. Brittany Stelling gave it a good ride. And we're tied at 1. Side out scoring, of course, at the Nebraska high school level. Natalie Hawk, Stelling, Ruge, no. Joust and Ruge shanks it into the crowd. And it's a point for the Paxton Tigers. It's 2-1.
That ball was really tight on the net. Goes up, plays it off the block, and trying to play it out of the net. She just had her body facing the wrong direction and went out of bounds.
It's Connie Lentz. I'm John Baylor. It's great to have you on NETV. State High School Volleyball Championships, and Orchard finds itself in an early hole, game 3.
Again, the ball is on top of the net, and it's the person who pushes last usually wins that joust.
Again, the tough serving of Paxton resulting in Orchard miscues. 4-1. And in game 3, you don't wait for things to change. You try to change them right away, and that's what Bill Tabert's doing. T-A-B-B-E-R-T, Bill Tabert, head coach. Log on to our member store for your favorite public television and radio videos, DVDs and CDs, books, clothing, and more. It's easy to shop online. Just log on to net.unl.edu. That's net.unl.edu and click on the shopping bag icon. Go shopping while you're watching the D2 Championships. 4-1 in favor of Paxton, game 3. Natalie Hawk to Stelling. Brittany gets it over to Ruge, but not what they wanted. Good chance for point number 5. No, misfiring is Kelsey Perlinger. Let's see if that turns out to be big. Boy, it's been a game of momentum swings. What volleyball match isn't? And Natalie Hawk slams the overpass, and here we go once more.
You cannot give Natalie an overpass. She's going to just terminate it. She reaches up, waits for it, and just hammers it down. You say thank you very much on those. That's
the happiest moment in a front row player's career. A pass going right over to you. Lindy Stelling, no. Kelsey Perlinger got that one, and a sign up for Paxton leading 4-2 in the third.
What a great matchup between Kelsey and Natalie. They're just banging away at each other. She just cut the ball right on the inside of her blocking arms.
Stelling gives it to Natalie Hawk. She kind of pushed that one, so she's got the off speed as well. Side out. Boy, this is a good match.
This is like two heavyweight boxers slugging it out.
Closer than Southern California commutes. Here's outside set and inbounds.
Great line shot.
4-2 in favor of Paxton. Mandy Nelson serves. Hawk will try once more. They can't stop her.
She's just so tough against a single block. She goes up in the air, she rotates those shoulders, and she totally cut that ball on the inside of the block.
That's 4 hits against Orchard. And suddenly we're in a side-out tussle. We're stuck on 4-2 in favor of Paxton, game number 3. There's a good look at the Orchard bench. Jenna McFadden will serve for Paxton. Nice decision by the setter, Brittany Stelling. Couldn't get it to a teammate, so she put it over herself and down.
And she was so deceptive with that, to have her hand almost turned backwards behind her head.
Paxton. And that's Paloma Ruiz. Couldn't float it over. No. She's going with the two-handed tip. And that's a difficult shot. You got to have the perfect speed on it. Point Orchard 4-3 Paxton, game 3. Now to tie it. Ruge. And just out.
She does a nice job of turning her shoulders, but just a little bit too much angle, so it hits over the sideline.
Overpass. Paxton exploits it. 5-3 Tigers.
Again, John, how many rallies and contacts have we seen? So much inside the 10-foot line. That tip was put down, hard to pass up.
And count that put away for Chris Reinwick. And subbing in Ashley Schleusner for Orchard. Whoever wins this game wins the championship. That's the third. Kelsey Perlinger got another one. Service Paxton.
This is a good scoring rotation for Paxton.
A service ace for Paloma Ruiz and Paxton, 6-3. You're right. Ruiz has had the hot hand serving in this one. They've run a ton of points with her back there. Andy Nelson, good dig, Natalie Hawk. Now Orchard for the side out. Ruge block back. Nice cover from Heather Nelson. And a beautiful block, Kelsey Perlinger.
And that's why it's a good scoring combination. You have a consistent server, and you have a middle that's dominating the net like Kelsey.
Orchard can't afford to fall behind much further. They have to settle for that service ace. It's 8-3.
Great ace serve.
She just clears the net. Orchard moving up and digging in. Wendy Stelling, not this time. Ruiz digs it, but then wide of the mark. Jenna McFadden side out for Orchard.
That time Kelsey just got caught in the transition and didn't have her body back enough behind the ball.
Orioles setter, Brittany Stelling. Kelsey Perlinger, Paxton gets it back, swings. Schleusner over the net, good swing again, Paxton. Ruge for the point, too high. Now a great chance for the Orioles. Get one back. Nelson stuff block, Perlinger again.
And that's why they single block. When you have middles that are that dominating, you can get away with just single blocking. And so the left side did a great job of setting the block, and the middle, Kelsey came over and closed it.
Just a sophomore, Danny Peterson puts it in play for the Tigers. Ruge out of bounds. Nobody touched. Point Paxton up. 9-3 Tigers.
Well, we said in between the game it was so important for Paxton to come out and play tough in the first 5 points, and they've continued to do that.
Lindy Helling, two hands it, well done, but still, and finally, that one shot outside the antenna. Orchard takes over the serve. The coaches are sweating this one. Nice pass, Mallory Perlinger. And a quick side out for Paxton.
And Kelsey hits well, whatever she hits, whether it's right side, middle, or left side. That time they got her the ball on the right side.
Kelsey Perlinger is a junior. Ruge, the big weapon. For Orchard, just a sophomore. Natalie Hawk, just a junior. A lot of these folks are coming back. Orchard got to get the serve again. McFadden to the donut. It's 10-3.
You really don't expect your middle to dump like that. As a middle, she's transitioning, kind of using that setter move as the dump right there out of the middle. Pretty effective.
5 away from the title. Paxton blocking, digging, shooting back. Orchard, the slide. Hawk, she's been so effective. And Connie, they've gotten away from that. I think they're smart to get right back to it.
Well, that's because Paxton has kept so much pressure on them. So now she comes on a slide and she hits that angle cross court. That's why running a slide is so effective. The middle floats over with you, and then you have that whole angle to hit back.
It's a shot brought to this country by former Husker Karen Dahlgren after a European tour in the mid-'80s. Meanwhile, that touched the block. Paxton sides out. In the old days, there was no such thing as a slide. You just jumped and hit. You weren't on the move. Pass by the sophomore Ruge. Here's Hawk, the junior. Perlinger over to Hawk's going to swing away. Wise choice, side out.
Thank you very much for an overpass. A lot of balls have been right over the net, and she knows what to do with it. Again, cuts it to right back. The setter has just left that area. Nobody's in defense.
Game 3, best of 3. Winner of this takes the title. McFadden dug. Hawk flips it. McFadden's going to get another swing, but feet are on the floor. Hawk out. Side out. That's a big point opportunity. Missed by Orchard. Got to keep siding out. You can see the frustration on Natalie Hawk's face. Here's McFadden.
She kind of came down gingerly on her foot that time.
So you get a chance here off 1 foot and wide of the mark. Nobody touched it. It's 11-3 Tigers.
So right now she's pressing a little bit. You just want to try to keep the ball in play.
Finally a timeout called by Orchard. Bill Tabbert thought about making a substitution. They said, oh, what the heck, I'll burn a timeout. Folks, you can join Adrian Fiala and Kevin Kugler Tuesday night at 7 Central Time for Big Red Wrap-Up as they look at this week's gridiron clash between the Huskers and the Kansas State Wildcats. This week's special guest is receivers coach Ron Brown. Don't miss Big Red Wrap-Up Tuesday night, 7 Central on Nebraska. ETV. 11-3 Paxton, and they're getting the celebration ready to go out there in Paxton. Law enforcement getting organized to welcome the parading seniors back into town. It's a great moment for every small town, and Orchard saying, hold everything. We got a little more volleyball left to play.
That's right. Towns, they have great celebrations. Escort the team into town because the whole community evolves around with the school and all the school activities.
Orchard got to get the side out. Natalie Hawk knows it. Misses the mark. 12-3 Paxton. Disconsolate. Hawk returns.
And Natalie just has her shoulders turned too much. She's hitting angle, but she's already facing that way, so the ball's going to go out of bounds.
A carry against Natalie Hawk. 13-3 Paxton.
And right now, Paxton's playing like they've been #1 from start to finish.
Robin Hortzman comes in to spell Chris Weinrich. And it's going to be Hawk to get the swing. She gets it through and a side out for the Orchard Orioles.
But Natalie says, not yet.
She checks the clock. She checks the score. Nice set. McFadden giving her teammate a chance, and it works. That's Lindsay Perlinger. 2 to go. Substitution. Weinrich checks back in. Paxton makes sure they come together and they touch hands. What's that called? You come on in, you touch hands.
That's called
touching
team,
hands.
Yeah, it's called
very nice.
Keeping the team chemistry together.
All right, here's Ruge, the sophomore, comes in there and swats that one home and a quick side out.
And it's more important to do that when you're struggling than it is when things are going well.
Kind of fun anytime.
That's right.
Kelsey Perlinger, stuff block. Oh, McFadden plays the carom well, but the free ball wide, 13-4.
There have been some great plays out of the net. That net is tight. It's got to let the ball spring out of it to play it.
Kelsey Perlinger, Schleusner, great dig. Paxton trying to regain that serve, a tight set, nearly trapped Kelsey Perlinger. To the donut, beautiful pancake off the floor, Heather Nelson. And a stuff block for Orchard. It is 13-5, and the natives of Orchard start to dream.
Well, they were there waiting on that double block for the left side hitter, and she was trapped with no place to go with the ball.
Whew. Now Jody Rhodes wants to talk things over.
You know, there's no other sport like volleyball that momentum changes so quickly.
Boy, if things are going bad, you just want to get a case of amnesia in a hurry. If things are going good, you're just trying to remember what is it we're doing. Because you're right, things just switch in a heartbeat. 13-5. There's Paxton moments ago. Highly confident, still on. And some of the supporters for Orchard.
You know, the two setters for both teams right now, Brittany Stelling is just doing a great job at trying to keep Orchard in it, trying to keep them organized, trying to put whatever pass she gets up so that they can do something with it. She came into the state tournament with 480 assists, so she likes delivering that ball.
That's Natalie Hawk. Expect her to see the ball very shortly. McFadden sets Kelsey Perlinger, and there's Hawk with a good dig. She's got great back and front row skills. Ruger blocked back and out of bounds, and give the put away to Nicole Ruge, and it's 13-6. Oh, Paloma Ruiz pulls it off again.
Well, she knows how to use her body stature to an advantage. She just does a little two-handed tip off speed. The defense was back waiting for the hit out of the middle.
Overpass Schleusner, doesn't cost him. Ruge for the side out, got it. 13-6, it was 13-3 moments ago.
Well, Ruge does a nice job, and she's in the middle again, one-on-one against Kelsey, and she takes it on the inside of her. Defense has trouble digging it.
Two-hander and a great chance for Orchard to get a 4th point in a row. Ruge, she's stuffed. She's stuffed by Kelsey Perlinger.
Kelsey goes, okay, you got 1, 2 by me. I'm slamming the door.
I like that. Paxton jitterbug by Kelsey Perlinger after that beautiful block. These teams are into it. Orchard got a side out. Absolutely have to side out. Stelling can't do it. Perlinger for the point. And it works. 14-6.
Well, it's all about one player making one play on 1 point, and Kelsey took that ball and cut it to the right back area.
Match point try number 1 for the Paxton Tigers. And he's Stelling, and that ball might have been close. Play by Paxton. Ruge, can she do it again? Block back, and she covers it. That would have been the match, and Lindy Stelling bails out the Orchard Orioles. Side out.
Nice down the line shot. They've been pounding middle so much, and the defense rotates over, so then she hits it down line, and the defense isn't there. She just takes it nice line.
Overpass, Paxton put down Natalie Hawk. It's 14-7. Well, it's so tough to come back when your opponent has 14. 12 and 13 is tough enough, but when they're at 14, you've got exactly 0 margin for error when receiving serve. Now holding serve. Paxton, or rather Orchard, trying to come back. Nelson strong with that one. That's Heather Nelson. Block didn't touch. And a second match point try.
Love that universal signal for touch. No matter how high you hit over the blocker's hands, you want him to touch it.
Gotta be an actor trying to sway the referee. Center dump, and it drops down. Wow. Brittany Stilling, I think, has tried that once the whole match, and both times now it's worked.
Well, that's a great decision on her part. She can recognize the defense out of the corner of her eye and just dump it in there.
Orchard hanging in 14-7 trailing.
Now with the team that has 14, are they getting tentative? Are they playing not to lose?
Andy Nelson brings the serve back to Paxton. This is a third match point try for the Tigers. Shot from Hawk. Beautiful one-handed dig for the match. Not quite down. That was McFadden. And surviving a fourth match point. It's Chris Weinrich dropping that one in there.
And she did a great job because she'd gone to the floor to play the ball, and the setter set her again, so she had to get up and scramble for that.
Great chance here for Orchard. Down 14-7 Hawk. That's 4 hits. Never cleared the net. Front row coming in for Paxton. That's Lindsay Perlinger. Here's Jenna McFadden. Another match point try. Natalie Hawk. Ricochet off the block. Paxton with a great chance here. Paloma Ruiz is going to give it to Perlinger, but her tip's too high. And again, Stelling bails out the Orioles.
She's proving that setters can play front row also.
She's had 2 winners during match points. Brittany Stelling, and now a free ball back. Great chance for Orchard. Here's Rogie out of bounds.
The middles just aren't rotating their shoulders. They're coming in at an angle, and their shoulders are still facing that way, so the ball's going out of bounds.
Match point chance number 5. Brittany Stelling will try it again, and over dig. There's Rogie, got to keep it in. She's tipping, and she finds the floor.
So all of a sudden, we've got a lot of off-speed tip. She places it, she takes it across her body and down to the right front side of the court.
She remembered the miss hit a moment ago, so she went to the local rather than the express. And Kelsey Perlinger drops one in herself.
What a great adjustment she made on that set. She had to reach up as high as she could and take the ball over the net.
6th match point chance for the Paxton Tigers. Looking for the first title since '94. Roisner, poor pass, and nobody played it. Service ace, match point, Paxton.
Number 1 from start to finish.
Never dropped a match all season, and more of the same today. Paxton 25-0 in the Class D2 champions. And we're back with more and the award ceremony and a visit with some of the heroines of this one when we continue with Championship Saturday on NETV.
Programming on the Nebraska ETV network is made possible in part by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska.
It's the value of responsive customer service to make healthcare simple. It's the value of a statewide network of doctors and hospitals to make healthcare accessible. It's the value of a plan that works to make healthcare practical. That's the value of Blue. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska.
The Blues are good.
And a good value.
For you.
Venice. The tidal waters that flow through its famous canals now threaten to submerge it. Scientists race to stop a catastrophe, but can they save the sinking city of Venice? Next time on Nova.
Tuesday night at 8 Central Time on NETV. From the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, this is NETV.
Welcome back to the Pershing Auditorium in the aftermath of the D2 championship. The winner, Paxton's Tigers over the Orchard Orioles. Now with the award ceremony, here's the PA announcer, Dwight Weininger.
The Nebraska School Activities Association is delighted to have medals and trophies for both of these outstanding teams. Presentations will be made by NSAA Board of Control members Glenn Morgan from Neely Oakdale and Mike Troxel from Sutherland, and U.S. Bank Representative Mary Ulmer. Now, here are the awards for the Class D2 runner-up, Orchard High School. Will head coach Bill Tabbert and your assistants please step toward the middle of the court to present the silver medals to each team member. Players, as your name is called, please come forward to receive your medal. Number 41, Larissa Nelson. Number 35, Denise Meyer. Number 33, Nicole Ruge. Number 32, Natalie Hawk. Number 30, Chris Weinrich. Number 25, Ashley Sleisner. Number 24, Heather Nelson. Number 22, Lindy Stelling. Number 21, Denise Couch. Number 14, Megan Ickes. Number 12, Robin Horseman. Number 11, Brittany Stelling. Number 10, Sarah Schwager. Number 31, Kim Allen. And now, all of you are welcome to receive the runner-up trophy for your school. Congratulations, Orchard High School.
Great job.
And now to the champions, the Paxton High School Tigers. First, head coach Jody Rhodes, we have a special award for you. And now, coach, hand out the gold medals to your championship team members. Number 14, Katie Fisher. Number 13, Madison Holtz. Number 12, Kelsey Perlinger. Number 11, Jenna McFadden. Number 10, Tara Beveridge. Number 9, Betty Fisher. Number 8, Mallory Perlinger. Number 7, Alex Barger. Number 6, Gwen Stokey. Number 5, Mandy Nelson. Number 4, Paloma Ruiz. Number 3, Danny Peterson. Number 2, Jill Kraft. And number 1, Lindsay Perlinger. And now, for these outstanding athletes in their school, here is the 2002 Class D2 State Volleyball Championship Trophy. Congratulations, Paxton High School.
First time since 1994, the Tigers of Paxton. NETV sports coverage of the 2002 Nebraska State High School Volleyball Championships are brought to you in part by NPPD. We're always there when you need us. We'll share with you the other fine sponsors of this one just a moment, but tremendous joy for Paxton, of course, and wow, just a wonderful picture a moment ago as those young ladies embraced each other. They are champions and undefeated. We're back after this. The Class A final shortly on NETV Sports.
Next time on Nature. Bloodlust. Some are simply born with it. For Mark Ferns, it's an obsession.
What I've got to do now is to pretend to be asleep as best I can. The bats are really nervous. I must admit I'm feeling a little nervous myself, but I've got to convince them if they're going to fly down and bite me. It's going to be a long night.
Sunday night at 7 Central Time on NETV.
Listen to From the Top, Friday nights at 6:30 Central Time on the Nebraska Public Radio Network.
From the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, this is NETV.
Class A shortly, but let's thank these sponsors for the just completed D2 Championship. NETV sports coverage of the 2002 Nebraska State High School Volleyball Championships is brought to you in part by NPPD. Always there when you need us. And Blue Cross Blue Shield of Nebraska. The Blues are for you. And by ACE, the Public Alliance for Community Energy, your hometown choice for natural gas. The front facade of Pershing Auditorium, the backdrop for that shot a moment ago, and the picture you see below is the Paxton Tigers still celebrating, and why not? End of a long journey as Paxton, #1 from beginning to end of this season, finished 25-0, and as the Class A combatants prepare, let's throw it down to my broadcast partner with the head coach of Paxton. And here is Connie Lentz.
We're here with Coach Jody Rhodes. Coach, congratulations. Talk to us a little bit about the pressure that your team held up under, their composure when you were #1 all year long, coming in the state tournament, and #1. What was that like?
Well, to be honest with you, I never felt the pressure throughout the season, and I don't think the girls did either, just by the way they play, their demeanor on the court, off the court. You know, they handle things like true champions, and I don't think I really sensed any pressure either. But down here, yeah, I sensed a little pressure. You know, when we got a 5-0 lead or whatever it was in the second set, and we missed 4 serves in a row and allow them to get into their rhythm. And then, you know, then I start thinking, well, we went 6 sets yesterday. What kind of toll is that going to take on us? And those are the kind of things that I was thinking about, and along with trying to figure out how to keep from getting blocked up at the net. They were doing a pretty good job on Kelsey up at the net, and Jenna was able to come around when Kelsey rotated out and get some points for us. So that really helped out a lot too.
So what did you say in between game 2 and 3 to come out and get off to such a good start when Orchard had all the momentum after game 2?
Well, I felt, to be honest with you, I felt the last 4 points that we got from 6 to 10, and of course they got the last one to finish out the set, but I thought those 4 points were key to us because we kind of woke up and started playing a little bit, and I felt and I sensed a little momentum on our side, even though we didn't win that set, and I wanted to use that and carry that over into the third set and just play every point inside out like it was 0-0.
Well, Coach, congratulations on a perfect season, and we'll talk to some of your players.
Great, thanks a lot.
So the victors in Class D2, the Paxton Tigers, before we visit with some of their champion players. Let's get another quick tip from the Nebraska Huskers.
A joust is a play at the net that happens between 2 players. Most commonly, it would be the setter and the blocker. But any ball that's on top of the net, both teams are allowed to go after that ball. Usually, the smaller person will win. This is one advantage that smaller players have at the net because they get underneath the taller players and they can use and push it off their arms or their hands. The bigger players tend to try to go straight down and overpower. But it's a critical play. It happens several times in a match. And it's something that, again, both players have a great shot to make something happen. And it's one of those plays that really can turn games around.
Paxton in 3. Come on back. Championship Saturday continues after this on Nebraska ETV.
This is NETV.
My child go to college.
Which one is best?
Where will the money come from?
What about books?
Room and board. Do you feel you have more questions than answers about your child's college education? Let us help. Countdown to College will have experts to answer your concerns about the next step of your child's learning. Watch Countdown to College.
Coming soon to NETV.
Next time on Nature. Bloodlust. Some are simply born with it. For Mark Ferns, it's an obsession.
What I've got to do now is to pretend to be asleep as best I can. The bats are really nervous. I must admit I'm feeling a little nervous myself, but I've got to convince them if they're going to fly down and bite me. It's going to be a long night.
Sunday night at 7 Central Time on NETV.
It's fast and furious. It's volleyball the Nebraska way. Find out the latest news from the team right from the source, Coach John Cook. Go behind the scenes with the John Cook Volleyball Show, Tuesday nights at 8 Central Time only on NETV2. Nebraska Volleyball. It'll take your breath away.
NETV is a service of the Nebraska Educational Telecommunications Commission.
Paxton in 3 over Orchard in Class D2. Here's Connie.
I'm here with Paloma Riaz. Tell us, what was it like to play a 3-game match for a state championship?
It was amazing. I can't explain what it looked. It was great.
You really stepped up and had some tremendous serves. What were you trying to do? Was Coach calling some serves for you, or were you just trying to serve as tough as you could?
All I wanted to do was just get it over, and it just turned out to work out the right way.
Well, it seemed like you scored a lot when you were serving and Kelsey was in front row. Is that what you've been doing all year in scoring your points?
That's how it always goes.
Well, congratulations. What's one of the memories that you're going to take from this state tournament with you?
My teammates. All of my teammates. They're all great. I love them, and that's why we got here. We all get along great. Just my team.
Well, congratulations. What a great season, a perfect start and a perfect ending. What would you like to say to your underclassmen?
Just step it up. Don't be afraid of just doing whatever you can and help the team out.
Great. Well, let's now talk to Jenna. Jenna, come in here. Jenna, you were in a battle at the front line. Jenna McFadden, what was it like playing front row against their big middle, and you guys were banging and blocking? What were you trying to do?
Just trying to get up there, take each point real strong. I know that I've got my teammates to back me up, so I'm just going up, trying to go strong, and if I don't get it, I know they're there.
Well, I noticed several times you must have been watching Gracia Lee a lot for Nebraska. You did that nice little setter dump there from the middle. That was pretty effective. Did you see that out of the corner of your eye? How did you start to do it?
Yeah, sometimes I see it. Sometimes I just do it, see if it falls. It's kind of one of those things that you get lucky on sometimes, or it works. Just depends, but it's fun to do.
Well, what kind of pressure were you feeling after game 2?
Not a lot, actually. This whole season, I've just had total confidence in our team and no pressure going into any game. I don't think we've had very many nerves whatsoever, and that's what really has brought us this far. And it was great. We all had a bunch of confidence coming in this third game here.
Well, congratulations, an outstanding season and a great tournament.
Thank you.
Best wishes to you.
Thanks.
Next, we'll talk to Kelsey. Come on in here, Kelsey. Kelsey Pullinger, what a family affair.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. That's one thing everyone always notices is the 3 Perlingers, and I guess it made it kind of special to play with 2 of my cousins.
Well, you had quite a battle at the net today with their strong middle as well. What was it like? There were so many plays within 1 foot of the center line that you guys just kept banging away and blocking. What were you trying to do?
I don't know. We just always say go out and be aggressive, because when we're being aggressive, it's hard to stop us. And that's pretty much what we did, is just put up a strong net play and had confidence in the girls behind us to make the plays.
So what did you do to start the 3rd game to come out aggressive?
Oh, I don't know. We just, 3rd set, we always know that we can come out and take it. All we have to do is come out and play to our abilities, and we know we have it.
And so being a junior, what do you think about next year?
Oh, we'll see when the time comes, but I think if we work hard, chances are good.
So what do you credit the team's success to go from start to finish undefeated?
I just say our chemistry. We all worked so well together, and it just clicked, and we love each other so much. It's like playing with 13 of my best friends. So,
do you do a lot in the off season to prepare for your season?
I play club volleyball all through the year, and then we go to camps and stuff together. So.